Bro, I need to talk about this issue. We're at a point in time where so many Muslim men and women have gotten themselves into haram relationships. It's so common and widespread. And bro, if you're stuck in a haram relationship, then you've come to the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about exactly how to get out of a haram relationship and to make it halal. Because believe it or not, that is one of Shaitan's biggest traps against you. The trap is that Shaitan makes it so normalized in your eyes. He makes it so common. It makes it seem as if this is nothing. He makes your eyes ignore the magnitude of the sin that you're indulging. He makes it seem like, oh, it's nothing, bro. Alright, bro, let's start. First of all, you have to face the fact that it is haram. You have to come face to face with this reality that it is haram. What you are doing is haram. The relationship, whatever you may call it, this friendship, or it's just, oh, we're just in touch, we're just talking, it's haram. You must realize that it is haram to make any sort of progress towards making it halal. Because bro, like I said, Shaitan will trap you in such a way that you won't even realize what you're doing is haram. He'll make you think, oh, everyone else is doing it, oh, we're gonna make it halal anyways. So yeah, no worries, bro, it's halal, bro. So yeah, we're just talking, we're just getting to know each other. It's completely fine, bro, nothing wrong with this. You must realize, and deep down you do realize, that it is haram. You just must bring it to the surface to make any sort of progress. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Isra, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا. Do not go near adultery. It is truly a shameful deed and an evil way. Allah didn't say, okay, don't commit zina. He said, do not go near it. Do not go near it. Talking is going near to zina. Like I said, bro, it all starts with talking. And step by step, this progress, if left unchecked, is what ultimately leads to zina. Astaghfirullah, bro, but that's the reality. Only when you have made the nikah, not the engagement, the nikah is when you can talk to her. Until then, she is just like any other woman to you, like any other stranger woman. It is not permissible for you to talk to her. And no, bro, when you're engaged, you can't get her phone number and talk to her about necessary things. Wallahi, this is to cope for giving in to your desires. Unfortunately, you know, this tradition of getting engaged, exchanging rings is haram, by the way. It's copying the kuffar, which is haram. Besides the point, bro, this tradition of getting engaged, right, which is permissible. Of course, you can just have a mutual agreement, an unofficial agreement that you're engaged, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you get to talk to her. This is what the great scholar Shaykh al-Albani rahimahullah has to say about this.
حتى عليها ولا بعد؟
بعده.
ما يجوز.
لا يجوز؟
لا يجوز.
حتى وإن كان من أجل إيش النصيحة؟
ما يجوز.
طيب هذا يجوز أن أزورها وأجلس معها مع وجود محرم؟
مع وجود محرم إذا خرجت أمامك متجلبة متحجبة كما تخرج إلى الشارع
أيوة.
جاز وإلا فلا.
Just know that as soon as you start having a casual conversation, a casual chit-chat with a girl, it has officially become haram. And now you might be thinking, bro, how will I marry the girl that I want to marry? Bro, I know we live in the modern times. I know getting married is much more complicated now than it was maybe even like 20, 30 years ago, bro. I know that. But listen, before I give you any advice, I must tell you that, bro, listen, me personally, I don't care about you, but for me, modesty is number one. I swear to God, I don't care about looks more than I care about modesty. If that girl is not sincere to Allah, she can never be sincere to you. It is the unfortunate reality. But listen, here's a rule of thumb that you must always go by. No matter what, just always stick by this rule. Do not choose a beautiful wife for yourself. Choose a good mother to your children. That is the type of woman that will truly make you happy. It couldn't be more real than that. That's so wise, man. That type of woman that you're in a haram relationship with, she's put her desires over Allah. What makes you think that she won't put her desires over respecting you? She posts herself on social media. Like, bro, come on now, man. Is that the type of woman that you think will make you happy? Is that the type of woman that you think will be a good mother to your kids? And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, bro, we live in the West. And now if you live in the West, I know what you're thinking, bro. You're thinking, oh, it's going to be impossible to find a girl that is fully modest. So you're probably thinking all those thoughts, aren't you, bro? Listen to me. It's Allah's promise to you. It's Allah's promise that evil women are for evil men. And virtuous good women are for virtuous good men. So even though it is rare, it is not impossible. It is actually Allah's promise that it will happen to you. As long as you focus on becoming the best Muslim version of yourself, becoming a good Muslim man, Allah will bring that virtuous woman for you, even if she has to travel the 7 seas to get to you. And you wouldn't find a more fitting ayah here, bro. In Surah At-Talaq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know what He says? He says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا. And whoever is mindful of Allah, He will make a way out for them and provide for them from sources they could never imagine. And whoever puts their trust in Allah, then He alone is sufficient for them. Certainly Allah achieves His will. Allah has already set a destiny for everything. Bro, that's the most befitting ayah that you can find for this case scenario. Allah is the one who provides. Allah is the one that is sufficient for you. And by the way, if you don't have a brother, you don't have a friend that can hold you back from going back into the haram relationship, prevent you from relapsing, hold you accountable, and make you focus on what actually matters, and that is being a good Muslim, and focus on becoming a better version of yourself, literally force you to do the right things, then bro, the first link in the description is for you. Click on it and sign up. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما يضاعف له العذاب يوم القيامة ويخلد فيه مهانا إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل عملا صالحا فأولئك يبدل الله سيئاتهم حسنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما. They are the true servants of Allah, those who do not invoke any other God besides Allah, nor take a human life made sacred by Allah except with legal right, nor commit fornication. And whoever does any of this will face the penalty. Their punishment will be multiplied on the day of judgment, and they will remain in it forever, in disgrace. For those who repent, believe, and do good things, they are the ones whose evil deeds Allah will change into good deeds. For Allah is all forgiving, most merciful. How great is Allah? Imagine having the gravest of sins that you'll be like, oh, Allah will never forgive me. Astaghfirullah, that's a trap of shaitan, by the way. And Allah turns all of those sins into good deeds. Can there be anyone more merciful, more forgiving than Allah, bro? Okay, now let's talk about making it halal. Keeping in mind all of the things that I said that you have to consider in her, which is her modesty, her shyness, her talking to guys, etc., being respectful to her parents, having good friends, being God-fearing, keeping all of these qualities and characteristics in mind. How do we make it halal? You must keep in mind all of these things when choosing the right person for yourself. And listen, the best tip that I can give you is to let your parents choose. Now listen, bro, that is unconventional, obviously, because nowadays, who's gonna agree to that, right? Like, oh, come on now, we live in the West. Obviously, kids have egos bigger than the Burj Khalifa. Now listen, bro, I was always against this myself. Listen, bro, I was against this my whole life as well. Like, I was like, bro, no way I'm gonna let anyone else choose my future. Like, no way, bro. But the more you mature, the more you realize that your parents are much less affected by the fitna all around us as compared to us. Bro, we as the youth, considering all the Dajjal's fitna, the Instagram, social media, all of this, the music, all this stuff, we're so affected by it. Bro, the biggest example are your standards. Your standards are probably down in the trenches, bro. You only care about getting the prettiest girl. Tell me, you haven't given a second thought to whether she'll genuinely be a good mother to your kids, for example. And your parents, that's all they're gonna care about. They're gonna care about, oh, is she a good family maker? Is she this? Is she that? Is she generally a good person that will make you happy? And they'll give you advice based on that. Listen, bro, at home, we want peace. We don't want a beautiful girl with no brain. We want someone that has a heart and mind that will actually help you in your life, actually make you a better person. You know, one of the purposes of Surah Al-Tahrim, this chapter of the Quran being revealed, was so that the Prophet, peace be upon him, could find peace at home. You know, there would be no issues at home with his wives. So that when he goes, Jahid al-Kuffara, when he goes and struggles against the disbelievers and the munafiqun, the hypocrites, he could put his full attention into that. And he wouldn't be distracted and wouldn't be putting energy into, you know, struggles and, you know, issues that he would face with his wives, etc. So there would be none of that. That's what we need. The last thing we need is someone with an ego. That's the last thing we need. Listen, bro, you know there's a reason why the divorce rate of so-called arranged marriages is significantly lower than those of those love marriages. And that reason is simply, bro, if the beginning does not please Allah, and that reason is simply, bro, if the beginning does not please Allah, the ending can never please you. Please just keep that in mind moving forward. Okay, but what if you want to marry a girl that you like, for example, right? Now listen, if it is a God-fearing woman, like basically all of the qualities that I talked about before, modest, God-fearing, not talking casually to guys, you know, not tabarruj, nothing like that, then you won't even have to do anything haram to marry her. It's as simple as that. And just talk to your parents. That's literally the first step. Just talk to your parents, be a man, talk to your parents, bro. Stay away from haram, make it halal, do it for the sake of Allah. Explain to your parents, listen, you want the best for me, right? Well, the best for me is that I stay away from zina. And the only way to stay away from zina is to make it halal. So now I'm deciding to make it halal. Talk to your parents, get your parents to talk to her. She's a stranger woman to you, so you can't talk to her without the presence of her mahram. So arrange that and have a conversation like that. And until then, don't talk to her. Talking to her until then is haram. Wallahi, is haram, bro. And now you're probably thinking, if you live in the West, that men and women talking to each other casually is pretty normal. You know, having just normal conversations. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's like, it is emergency, so we have to talk. I mean, we are forced to talk to them, so that's not haram, is it? Like, we won't be asked for it. Yeah, talking casually between men and women, non-mahram, yeah. For the kuffar and the low-life Muslims, is it normal? For them, it is considered, oh, not haram, bro. Like, bro, it is haram, bro. Talking casually between non-mahram men and women, yeah, bro. Only the low-life Muslims and the kuffar do it. A real Muslim man, a real Muslim woman, they only talk to the opposite gender if needed. And even when they do, it's never friendly. It's never casual. It's straightforward, to the point. They lower their gaze. And if you have a job in the West, right, here's what you do. Even if you have a female boss, keep in your mind this correct, the true mindset that Allah is the one that provides you with your rizq. He's the one that gives you the provision that you have. Not your boss, no one else. It's Allah. Allah that gives you. Allah that gave you this job. Allah is putting food on your family's table. It's not your boss. Don't shake hands with a female at your workplace, with a co-worker, just to please them. No, please Allah. They're not giving you your provision. You shouldn't care about what they think about you. Put Allah over everything else, and Allah will give you priority. You put Allah first, Allah will put you first. If you do this, right, if you keep Allah first, then even if you get to, for example, an issue at the job and you're having, you're on bad terms with the manager, you're not worried because the same Allah that gave you this job, if that woman decides to fire you and these people start to think bad of you, Allah is the one that'll give you a better job. But on the other hand, if you were talking casually, you were doing haram, now you're going to be guilty. Now, for example, you face an issue, Allah is not going to be on your side. Let's see who stops you from getting fired and losing your job now. You thought they give you rizq? Go ahead, beg them for rizq. This is all a trap of shaitan. This haram relationship is just a trap of shaitan that you... Unfortunately, bro, this haram relationship is just a trap of shaitan that you have fallen into. Click the first link in the description and let's overcome this together. Stay woke, bro. Assalamu alaikum. I believe in you.